I've got a bit of a problem. I've got a customer with a cement mixer full of wet cement. It's going off. Customer is in quite a distress.
The UK relies on the transportation of goods by road more than any other nation in Europe. Over 80% of goods are delivered on the back of a truck. With up to 500,000 HGVs on the roads of Britain each and every day, an army of over 500 DAFaid technicians are on hand 24/7 in readiness for just about any eventuality. Aberdeen. Home to one of the busiest fishing, gas and oil ports in the United Kingdom. And on standby to attend is 22-year-old roadside response technician Jamie Richardson.
I'm a DAFaid technician covering the northeast of Scotland. Here at Northscope for 6 years. I've been doing DAFaid for the last about 4. I got put into it quite early because there was a lad left. Being a DAFaid fitter, it's good fun. You learn quicker when you're out in the van. You're literally put out on your feet, middle of the night, you're out on your own. The best bit about my job, you get it going and you just see the motor driving off into the distance. It's good.
Situated just 20 miles from the English border is Welsh DAF dealer Watts Truck and Van. Providing round-the-clock cover for this area is DAFaid technician and newly promoted workshop foreman Liam de Raven.
I've worked for Watts Truck and Van Newport for 9 years, DAFaid for about 2 years of that. If I'm not out on the road, I'm the foreman of the workshop as well. I run the workshop. Sometimes it can be a juggling act, like at the minute I'm on call and foreman, so sometimes it's a little bit tricky, but we get through it, we do okay. It is dangerous, being on the side of the motorway, it's dark and stuff like that. We're in Wales, so worst bit is the rain, of course. Long nights as well, dark nights, but it's just part and parcel of the job and we get on with it.
With over 130 dealer locations all across the UK and Ireland, night or day, rain or shine, DAFaid specialists wait ready to react to customers when they need help the most. And heading up the operation is DAFaid manager Simon Gardner.
DAFaid is a breakdown organisation for DAF Trucks Limited. Our aim is to get our customers moving again.
Based in the Midlands, the DAFaid Control Centre is the hub of all breakdown operations for DAF trucks, with a large number of incident managers handling jobs from the initial call to job completion. Callers can expect to wait no more than 15 seconds before someone answers their call. The transportation industry is one that rarely stops, but in the eventuality of a pause in operation, Northscope Truck and Van, one of the largest DAF dealers in Scotland, is on hand to assist.
Hi there, this is Lorraine calling from DAFaid. Hi, yeah. I've got a bit of a problem. I've got a customer with a cement mixer full of wet cement. It's going off. Customer is in quite a distress.
There was a breakdown came through just a few seconds ago. A cement mixer with the brakes stuck on. So obviously the cement that's in the cement mixer will be solid within half an hour, an hour. We've not got long to mess about basically.
So obviously the customer is distressed because obviously he needs to get this load off as quickly as possible, and I will actually dispatch that myself so that they know the urgency and hopefully we can get somebody there obviously well within the hour.
Causing the problem for low air, probably your air dryer. It could be the compressor, but normally you get a wee bit of build up with the compressor. Whereas your air dryer just won't let you have any air basically, it'll just exhaust it all out. Judging by traffic, about 10-15 minutes tops, so we're well within our time for DAFaid. You get your 90 minutes to get onto scene for if you're out in a DAFaid show.
500 miles further south to the main artery from England to Wales, the M47 Crossing. With millions of journeys passing through either way of the crossing each year, trucks play an important role in transporting essential goods for the economy. News comes through to the control centre of a vehicle stopped in its tracks. On hand to take the call is DAFaid incident manager Tom.
We'll get them there at ETA for 60 minutes for you. We had a driver, heard a loud bang, red engine warning on the dash. He's got a loss of power as well. Unfortunately, he's running out of hours, so we do need to get someone out there as soon as possible and get him back home, essentially, so he can continue with his day. So we're going to phone Watts Truck and Van in Newport and get some assistance out to him and let them go and do their thing, so to speak.
In order to get a van dispatched as soon as possible, the control centre makes contact with Watts.
Let's put 45 minutes in this one, please.
With the new job details in mind, and back in the van, Liam begins to think on what the fault may be.
But there's a few different things it could be. One is intercooler pipes or a turbo maybe, so we need to get there and investigate what the problem is. Hopefully it's an intercooler pipe or along M lines. We have good stock on the van and we'll be able to get the vehicle going again then.
We can think the job through in our head before we get there, what tools we need, what parts we need, etc. It just makes our job a little bit quicker for the customer on the back end then as well.
Back in Scotland, Jamie has just arrived on scene. After successfully locating the vehicle following an extensive search, and now able to speak with the driver, Jamie starts to plan how best to tackle the reported issue, and to save the load of wet concrete.
It's coming up with ABS malfunction on the dash. I'm just plugging the DAFaid in just to read the faults. It's connected, it's just doing a quick check.
600 miles further south, situated just off the M25, is London-based DAF dealer Harris DAF. London's population growth is expected to reach over 9 million people in 2020. To help support the supply chain of this ever-growing city, trucks cover millions of road miles per year. And on hand to deal with any vehicle downtime is DAFaid technician Jamie Tyrrell.
Started here at 1999, been doing DAFaid since 2008. You are out and about doing breakdowns 24 hours a day. It don't stop. You know, you can be down at Southend Seafront or you can be up at Canary Wharf. Every day there's something different. Volume of traffic in and out of London. There's a lot of construction going on. It's very time sensitive. You know, like as soon as we get the call, we're in the van. To be honest, we've got the job done by the time we get, you know, it's always in your head, isn't it? Used to be able to fix a truck in 95, an old 95, you know, with a mole grips and hammer. You can't do that no more. Yeah, it's a challenge. Yeah, it is. Yeah, you are, you know, like the post has got to get through. Everyone needs petrol. Everyone needs fuel. We're the guys. We're the go-to guys. We will get it done. Yeah, that's the difference. Yeah, I like to think of myself as a white knight. Yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah, I'll take that.
One of the main challenges incident managers face is keeping the service level high during times of higher call volume.
So today we've been really busy, so we've had lots of calls queue in, which has meant that the service level is not quite the level that we want it, but we get a lot of calls queue in. Monday mornings, for example, tend to be really busy for us, but as the day goes on, picks up a bit and we can get that service level back up to where it should be.
Often considered the most important tool for any DAFaid technician is the response vehicle. Practicality and comfort are important factors when needing to deal with complex incidents for extended periods of time.
We're in it an awful lot, so it is very nice to have these creature comforts, you know, like aircon, you know, the Bluetooth, you know. It is, it is nice. You know, with the long hours we do, them little creature comforts do make it easier.
Bench and your vise obviously are essentials. Batteries, diesel, jump start pack, starter motors, you name it, it's in here.
A lot of room in here, a lot of counters. It makes for a perfect mobile workshop. Just things like the vice and the tools and the parts, it means we've got a better chance of being able to fix a lorry and get it going on the side of the road again.
Deliveries now are time sensitive, so it's important for us to keep a lot of equipment on our vans. On board here, we like to keep an array of all filters. We've got the new Euro 6 starter and Euro 5. The tool I really, me personally, couldn't do without is the Milwaukee stubby 3.8 gun. It is my right hand man.
It's amazing. I've got a 9 amp battery on it. I've only got a few of them because they're so expensive. It cost me an arm and a leg.
It's amazing. It's so handy. Saves doing everything by hand as well. So
yeah, our vans are the most important tool. We're in them 24 hours a day. The parts and tools come with us everywhere we go. It is the first thing the customer sees.
Whilst returning to the workshop from a previous job, the control centre made contact with one of the capital's many DAFaid technicians, Jamie.
Hi Jamie, it's Sophie at DAFaid. They've reported a red engine warning on an LF230, ETA 25 minutes. Brilliant, I'll get that sent over to your tablet.
We've just been given a breakdown, another DAFaid, live DAFaid in Canvey Island. Traffic permitting, hopefully we'll be there within 25 minutes. But you never know with London town.
I was just passing that job out to the technician, just giving them all the information that they can, so that they can get over to where they need to be. Like you heard on the customer call, normally that area is ETA 90 minutes, but at the moment he's just given 25 minutes, so I'm going to send that over to his tablet so he can see all the details and then get over there.
Yeah, it's a red engine warning light, it's a Euro 6 vehicle, yeah, so we'll have to plug Davey in to get an initial diagnosis and then take the repair from there.
Journey time to an incident allows for a technician to reflect on what they may face upon arrival. With Jamie's experience of life on the road, he begins to formulate a plan.
Experience tells me that it's not a red engine warning light. There's a number of things. You do really need Davey to narrow it down. 9 times out of 10 it's an AdBlue dosing issue. AdBlue is a liquid that we put through our exhaust system to meet European legislation. It is a complex system, sometimes it goes wrong.
Arriving on the scene in South Wales, Liam finds the reported vehicle and is now able to discuss with the driver what happened. However, the main concern for the driver here is that he's running out of driver hours. Any more delay could leave the driver stranded.
Yeah, there is a lot of pressure, especially that specific job. We've been told that the driver was running out of hours. It makes it a little bit more tricky when we first get there because we want a quick diagnosis. Otherwise, we could end up paying for a hotel for a night or a taxi home for the driver if he did run out of hours.
So under revving, I think I can hear a bit of an air leak, so it's probably an intercooler pipe or clamp maybe. So next thing to do now is get a cab over and check the inlet connections in.
So for this type of job, a diagnostic computer really doesn't help on this type. So more traditional methods are used instead to fixing the fault.
Further north, Jamie from Norscot calls into the control centre to provide an update. With the clock counting down for Jamie as the load of wet concrete is going off, Jamie comes up with an emergency solution.
And I'm going to escort him back to the workshop for full repair.
That's lovely. Could you do me a favour, Jamie? When you get back to the workshop, just give us a quick call and then I can make it a workshop job for you.
I'm just off the phone at DAFaid to let them know that I've done a temporary repair to the vehicle just to get it back to the workshop. We'll get a proper repair done. I think it's going to end up being changing that valve and then I'll get the driver back on his way again.
Back in London, and Jamie has now arrived on scene in Canvey Island and can now inspect the truck closer.
Just going to plug the muck head in so we can talk with the Davey via this muck head to the truck so we can get whatever faults are in the truck out.
All DAFaid response vehicles are equipped with a unique and bespoke diagnostic tool for DAF vehicles, the Davey.
So now we've got the green light, we're going to identify the vehicle and then we can obtain all the faults, errors that have ever been in here. It's an EGR control valve recall. It's letting us know that that's what's needed. So when this job's complete, I'll ring our reception, just letting them know that this needs that recall and we will carry that out at a later date. The ECU saying that it's a voltage problem, but in my experience, it's not the voltage. The sensor can't read anything due to the soot build up in the pipe. So at best, we'll jet the cab over, remove the pipe, clean it. If it doesn't clean or blow through, we'll replace it.
For Liam to be able to examine the suspected fault area more closely, he is required to tilt the cab roadside. His earlier conversation with the driver and his own investigations lead him to think there may be an issue with the air inlet side of the engine system.
I'm just checking for any obvious signs of anywhere an air leak could form. There's a clamp loose by here, but that obviously needs tightening. But I can also feel that the flexi pipe by there has got a bit of a split in it, so I need to get that off really and have a check of it. Yeah, so on investigation we found that the intercooler pipe is split, and that's what's going to need replacing. That's where the air leak is coming from. See if I got the parts on the van, which I should, and then we'll go from there then.
Yeah, we definitely have common faults, especially on the older ones. We've seen a lot of them now. They've been out for a few years, so we tend to know a lot of the time before we get to the job that we're pretty much going to be doing this sort of repair or a certain fix on that vehicle pretty much 90% of the time, so it gives us a bit of a head start with the vehicle as well then.
So we've got the new part, just matched it up to the old one, so we can replace it and get a customer on his way again. That clamp's nice and secure now, the pipes aren't in place, so just got to tighten this one clamp up while we're here, get a cab down, check for leaks, and get a driver on his way again then.
Back in Scotland, after saving the load of wet concrete, Jamie is finalising the full repair in the fully kitted workshop.
Alright, so we've gotten the motor back to the workshop. I've determined that it's the SAC, your smart air controller, disperses all your air to all the valves and whatever it needs. We've got a new one in stock, so I'm going to go and crack on, get a new one fitted, get a driver on his way.
Back in Canvey Island, and Jamie discovers exactly what the red warning issue is being caused by.
Look, there's bare wiring now, so that's been shorting out on that bolt on it. That's why we've got all these warnings up. Just there, look. But 9 times out of 10, this pipe is blocked full of soot. Yeah, don't never take anything for granted, because it will always bite you in the arse, just as it has done to me. Yeah, when I found it was wiring and it wasn't the block pipe, it's just another thing. It's just another thing that goes in your experience pot. You don't always get everything first time, but it's just a job. You know, it has to be done. Fix that. Made sure it wouldn't rub again. Cleared the areas, run it up, see if it reoccurred, and it didn't on this occasion, which is good.
Jamie finishes the job happy, knowing not only has he saved the truck in time, but he has also saved the load of wet concrete.
Drive, you're all sorted. It was just that intercooler pipe. Yeah. You're good to go.
Got a cab down, got a driver back on his way before he ran out of time. So, job well done.
Nice, easy DAFaid. If all of them were like that, it'd make it much easier. We've just had another call though, so finished here now. We'll pack up and then we're off then. On to the next one.
I like to personally recheck it all just one more time, just to make sure everything, because there is still one warning on, and that's the cab tilt, obviously. Yeah, I like to leave the scene with a clear dash. Right, now that job done, back to base, a cup of tea.
DAF marks 25 years of market leadership in the UK in 2020, and for good reason. DAFaid remains the unrivaled service which never sleeps. Often imitated but never duplicated, it's easy to understand why drivers and operators alike continue to trust the DAF brand.